go. Here we go. Is it working? Is it live? Give it a second here. Okay. I think it is recording. I think we are live. Okay. Alright, guys. We have Bitcoin in after hours here making some moves. Making some weird moves. Why is this not working? It says it's working. Oh well. Yeah, we've got Bitcoin making some moves here. It's down 1%. It was down considerably more, down to about 2% at one point. We've got, yeah, Bitcoin making some weird moves. Now it's starting to pop back up a little bit. Let's see, over the past year, no, year to date, it's up 6%. Over the past year, it's down 11.58%. So guys, remember, this is not financial advice. We're just learning together here. I'm trying to figure out why Bitcoin's making these after hours moves. Let's consult our friend Gemini here. We said, why is Bitcoin crashing after hours? Yeah, it sold off from about $95,000 down to about $92,000. Bitcoin is experiencing a sharp sell-off this evening, January 18th, 2026, primarily driven by a risk-off reaction to new geopolitical and trade developments. The price has dropped nearly $4,000 in a matter of hours, falling from around $95,500 to intraday lows of $92,000. Here are the specific reasons for the crash. New Trump tariff announcements. The primary catalyst is President Donald Trump's announcement this week of sweeping new tariffs on European nations. The details: a 10% tariff will be applied to goods from 8 countries, including France, Germany, and the UK, starting February 1st, potentially rising to 25% by June. The motive. These measures are reportedly linked to U.S. efforts to secure Greenland, escalating transatlantic tensions. Gosh. Crazy stuff. Market impact. Trade wars typically cause investors to flee volatile risk-on assets like Bitcoin in favor of traditional safe havens like gold, which hit an all-time high of $4,670 today, the 18th. Massive leveraged liquidations. The initial price dip triggered a long squeeze where traders who had bet on the price going up were forced to sell. $500 million in leveraged long positions were wiped out in just 60 minutes. This creates a cascading effect where liquidations lead to more price drops, which in turn trigger even more liquidations. Macroeconomic uncertainty. The market is reacting to a cocktail of nervous signals. Geopolitical tensions. Beyond the EU tariffs, recent friction regarding Iran and the U.S. Federal Reserve, including headlines about investigations into the Fed chair, has kept institutional buyers cautious. The Cramer effect. Market sentiment was further dampened by Jim Cramer's recent bearish warnings for the upcoming market open, which often causes short-term panic among retail traders. Leave it to Jim Cramer. No, I like Jim Cramer. He's cool. I find him funny. Current market snapshot. Metric. Okay, yeah, the current price is $92,500. Between $92,500 and $92,700. Down about 3% to 2.5%. A key support might be $91,800 to $92,000. A key resistance upwards might be $95,800. Okay. So let's run through poly market. So we've got the Fed decision in January. Let's see. Okay. I don't think it'll be decided in January, personally. I think it'll take longer than that. Will Trump acquire Greenland before 2027? Interesting. Let's see what's trending. Who will be the new Fed chair? Kevin Warsh or Rick Ryder? I bet it's neither one of those guys, if I'm being real. Super Bowl champion 2026. I don't watch sports. Do you guys watch sports? I watch the UFC. That's about it. But, we got Seattle versus LA. Who knew? Who would have known? So yeah, it doesn't seem like Bitcoin's doing anything really too crazy here, guys. It was kind of moving quickly there for a little bit, but $92,000. It's been staying around this range for quite a little while, I think. A few weeks, few months, or a month or so. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum's down in a similar way, about 3%. That's not what I'm looking for. The Qs are 621, up 1 cent in after hours trading. Yeah, what do you guys think about the, I think this will probably talk about it. According to Bloomberg News, let's see if this is it. Bloomberg. Okay, check this out. Yeah, what do you guys think about this? I thought this was kind of interesting. This is the Bloomberg News. Story by Jennifer A. DeLuey and Noreen S. Malik. Good work, guys. Bloomberg President Donald Trump and the governors of several U.S. northeastern states agreed to push for an emergency wholesale electricity auction that would compel technology companies to effectively fund new power plants The unprecedented plan, set to be announced Friday morning, seeks to address growing tensions over how the nation can supply electricity to power-hungry data centers, seen as necessary to help win the global AI race without simultaneously hiking utility bills for homes and businesses. The Trump administration and some U.S. governors plan to direct grid operator PJM Interconnection LLC to hold an auction for tech companies to bid on 15-year contracts for new electricity generation capacity. Let's see if it'll let us keep going. Oh, nice. If the auction proceeds as envisaged, tech giants would pay for power over the duration of the contracts, whether they use the electricity or not, providing secure revenues for years in a market notorious for price volatility and generator bankruptcies. The auction would deliver contracts supporting the construction of some $15 billion worth of new power plants, said a White House official granted anonymity to detail the approach. Still, representatives of PJM won't be in attendance when the plan is laid out Friday. We don't have a lot to say on this, PJM spokesman Jeffrey Shields said by email. We were not invited to the event they are apparently having tomorrow, and we will not be there. Okay, that was helpful. The White House didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. One of the biggest beneficiaries in reaction to the move was the maker of natural gas turbines VE Vernova Incorporated, which climbed as much as 7.6% on Friday after Jeffrey said it sees it is a winner from the auction shares of the largest independent power producers, SLID. Vistrocor declined as much. Independent power producers slid. Vistrocor declined as much as 9.5%. Talon Energy Corp slipped as much as 10.7%, and Constellation Energy Corp dropped as much as 8%. Wow. The push by the administration and the governors, which will come in the form of a non-binding statement of principles, signed by Trump's National Energy Dominance Council and the governors of Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, and other states, responds to growing concern about power demand far outpacing supply in the region managed by PJM. The grid operator serves more than 67 million people from the mid-Atlantic to the Midwest. PJM is already home to the world's biggest concentration of data centers in Northern Virginia. It expects peak demand across its system to jump 17% by 2030 from this year's high. Trump has repeatedly described power plants being built alongside data centers, and on Monday, he doubled down on the idea, insisting in a social media post that the big tech companies that construct data centers must pay their own way. Interesting stuff, guys. What do y'all think about this? This whole AI data centers taking up all this electricity from the local people and stuff like that. Got to be some trades to be made. I mean, yeah, got to be stuff to be done. Pretty interesting stuff. How long is this freaking article? Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright, that's enough of that. I think I got the idea. So we've got the tariff threats. U.S. President Donald Trump proposed new tariffs on 8 European nations in an effort to push his agenda to acquire Greenland. Goofy. Global market reaction. European stock futures slid following the news, and Asian shares were mixed, though losses in Asia were more modest. Mag 5. Divergence. The Magnificent Seven group of large tech stocks has seen their fortunes diverge. Only Google parent Alphabet and Nvidia outperformed the S&P 500 in 2025, and most are faring worse than the broader benchmarks this year as investors become more selective with AI-related bets. That's interesting. Let's read that again. Mag 5 divergence. The Magnificent Seven group of large tech stocks has seen their fortunes diverge. Only Google parent Alphabet, ticker symbol GOOG, and Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA, outperformed the S&P 500 in 2025, and most are faring worse than the broader benchmarks this year as investors become more selective with AI-related bets. Upcoming U.S. holiday. U.S. markets are closed on Monday for the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, so there will be no cash trading of treasuries. Interesting stuff. So, guys, we will be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Your cousin Dustin. Yeah. I want to get on here and cover the Bitcoin thing, but, after looking at it for a second, it's not as crazy as it seems. In the moment, I felt like some of the people I talked to were saying, look at Bitcoin, but nah, nothing too crazy. We'll see if it crashes more. We'll see if it doesn't. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything I can do to improve. Leave me a comment or something and tell me if there's anything I can do to improve. I want to try to cover stuff as it's happening as much as possible. So that's why I hopped on here tonight, because I thought Bitcoin was going to go for a ride, but it started to figure it out. No big deal. So yeah, hopefully the sound has improved a little bit. I tried getting a little closer to the mic. Tried turning up the volume on the mic. Yeah, good stuff. Solid stuff. Alright.